Part 2. The Quran that melted Umar's heart. Umar stood before the door of his sister's house. Only moments earlier, he had been walking through the streets of Mecca with one terrifying goal: to kill Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now he stood before his own family. From inside the house, he heard a voice. Someone was reciting words unlike anything he had ever heard. The words were gentle, yet filled with power. For a brief moment, Umar stood completely still. Then, the voices suddenly stopped. Without waiting another second, he pushed the door open. Inside were his sister Fatima, her husband Sa'id ibn Zayd, and Khabab ibn al-Arat, who had been teaching them the Quran. Khabab quickly stepped aside and hid. The parchment was covered. Umar looked around the room with burning eyes. "What were you reading?" No one answered. "I heard those words," he said. Sa'id replied calmly, "We were only talking." Umar's anger exploded. He grabbed Sa'id and threw him to the ground. Fatima rushed forward to protect her husband. Umar struck her. She fell. Moments later, blood appeared on her face. The room became silent. Fatima slowly stood up. Pain could be seen on her face, but fear could not. She looked directly at her brother and said, "Yes, we believe in Allah. We believe Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. We will never abandon our faith. Do whatever you wish." Those words struck Umar harder than any sword. He looked at the blood on his sister's face. His breathing slowed. His anger began to disappear. For the first time that day, he felt regret. In a quiet voice, he said, "Let me read what you were reading." Fatima answered, "You are not in a state of purity. These are the words of Allah. Go and wash yourself first. Then I will place them in your hands." The proud Umar turned away. Without arguing, he washed himself. When he returned, Fatima handed him the parchment. He held it carefully. For the first time in many years, Umar was not holding a sword to fight. He was holding the words of Allah. He looked down at the first words. Taha. He took a deep breath. Then he began to read. And without realizing it, his heart had already begun to change. To be continued.